We are looking at top 10 exercises to build the ideal physique, or that X frame. This is part 2 of a 2-part series. In part 1, we discussed upper body. Today, it's all about the legs. So we're going to delve into specific exercises, specific tempos, rep and set ranges to help you achieve your goals. Now, with each one of these exercises, feel free to just drop them into your current routine. So you don't have to make any major changes. Just add them to what you're currently doing. We're going to look at developing that quad sweep, bringing out the peak of the hamstrings, lifting and rounding the glutes, and creating shapely calves. So, without further ado, let's get into these exercises. The first exercise is for glutes. This is a banded hip thrust. For a couple of these exercises, resistance bands can definitely help, so I'll provide links below if you want to check them out. It's not mandatory, but it can help you get more out of a lot of these exercises. So I've got a flat bench, got a bar with 135 pounds, and the hip band is across my legs, just above the knees. I've pulled my feet in as close to my body as possible. And notice that I keep my chin tucked throughout. And what this does is it helps keep a neutral spine, and I'm thinking about keeping my pelvis tilted slightly forward because that is going to increase glute activation. So your hips are the hinge here, and make sure you're pushing your weight through your heels, and at the top of the rep or mid rep, squeeze against that resistance band. What this is going to do is it's going to hit gluteus maximus, the medial glutes, and the abductors. So this is going to give you a nice round perky booty. 5 sets of 8 if you're going heavy, 3 sets of 25 if you're going to go lighter. And I would recommend varying between the two, heavier days and lighter, higher rep days. So you're going to keep that pelvis tucked, really squeeze the top, push against those bands, push the weight through the heels. Look at this setup at the Smith machine. This is for quads, and this is a modified Sissy squat. So I've got a couple of 45-pound dumbbells. I've got a 45-pound plate, the bar pad, and the Smith machine set on the lowest setting, and you'll see why in just a second. So place your toes underneath the dumbbells and then lean against the Smith machine, and you're going to simultaneously squat and lean back. This exercise is amazing for quads, both that quad sweep and the thighs. So if you're looking to build thickness and you want that quad sweep, this is my top exercise for this. And do it when you start out, lean back, and you can start leaning further and further back as you get trust in those dumbbells, because I understand it's a bit of a crazy setup, so it's important to feel comfortable doing this exercise. And make sure everything is secured. So I've got the bar secured with 45-pound plates. Now with this, you're going to do a little bit higher rep. The quads are a little bit slower twitch. And really think about leaning back and pulling yourself up with your quads. So the negative and the concentric portion are important here, and really control it. You can control how difficult you want to make this exercise by standing more upright or leaning back. The further you lean back, the more difficult it's going to be. We've got another fun setup here on the lat pull down machine. This is a Nordic curl that you can do by yourself. You can assist yourself by using either the lat pull down bar, or you can use one of those wooden sticks that they have for flexibility. A lot of gyms have those, some of them don't. I'm using the lat pull down because it's easy to find. Now, when you're doing this, you want to think of the hinge point as the knees. So keep your upper body in a plank position. Don't bend at the hips. If you bend at the hips, you make the exercise a lot easier. And then the negative portion of this exercise is going to be your focus here. So on the way down, think about lowering yourself with just your hamstrings. You're going to do 4 sets of as many reps as possible here, and the reps will decrease as the sets get on. This is the #1 exercise for hamstring growth. So they've done a lot of studies on this, and this is one of the reasons why I love it so much. And it looks cool. And you can also get a little lat workout on the way up, which is awesome. Make sure you've got that bar right in the middle of everything. Make sure you're pulling evenly with your hamstrings. A lot of times we've got a dominant side and a non-dominant side. Make sure that you're using both sides evenly on this exercise. Really important. And just allow yourself to descend and try to control it with your hamstrings and give yourself a bit of assistance on the way up with the bar. The last exercise is for calves. This is a seated calf raise, but I've got the resistance band here, and this is a huge help for cueing the right kind of movement that will really engage those calves. So I've got this resistance band wrapped around the machine. I've got it right across the top of my foot. And what this is going to do is it's going to prompt you to push the heels forward rather than just thinking about going up onto your toes. And by pushing your heels forward, by having that additional resistance there, it really just engages those calves. You can feel them. It's like a little rock up there. Seated calf raise is awesome for training the soleus muscle. So it's going to give you that really beautiful curve on the outside of the calf. Now, you can also do this exercise on the standing calf machine. So you're going to work your gastroc and your soleus, which are the two major muscles. You're going to go a little bit higher rep, 3 sets of 20. With muscle building or sculpting, it's important to choose a weight that is challenging, especially for those last 2 to 3 reps. You want it to be very, very difficult, but you want to be able to maintain proper form. So make sure that you're really pushing yourself. If you don't want to go heavier, you can always increase that time under tension. So really control the negative portion of the exercise, and you can use a mid-rep pause. It's a great way to increase difficulty without constantly having to add plates to the weights. If you like this video, please consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit that bell. You'll be the first to know whenever a new video comes out. Don't forget to check out part 1, which is all about the upper body and abs. If you try any of these exercises and you love them, please tag me. I love seeing your progress and love seeing all that you can accomplish. Thanks for watching. Until next time, train hard, y'all.